the class syllabus given, the first topic to be discussed is authentic assessment methods for mathematics. So, I am Mary Maxine Magan, your reporter, and I am going to discuss the first topic for this session. Authentic assessment methods for mathematics. But before anything else, I just want to ask you this question. What do you foresee or what do you think if we talk about this concept? You may answer it within yourself. So from the title, you can now have an idea what will I going to discuss in this session. It has been said that the foundation of authentic assessment revolves around evaluating a student's ability to apply what they have learned in mathematics to a real-world context. So thus, this is all about students' ability on the evaluation and the application of their understanding about the concept in the real-world setting. So authentic assessment math tests focus on students' analytical skills and ability to integrate what they have learned along with creativity with written and oral skills. So did you know that an improved test to accurately assess a student's growth has been developed is called the Authentic Assessment Math Test. Authentic Assessment Math Test helps students demonstrate the various skills and concepts they have learned and explain when it would be appropriate to use those facts and problem-solving skills in their own lives. So, there are 6 ways to use authentic assessment math in the classroom. Performance assessment, short investigations, open response questions, portfolios, self-assessment, and multiple choice questions. First is the performance assessment. So students can demonstrate what they have learned and how to solve problems through a collaborative effort in solving a complex problem together. Not only do they learn how to work in a team, but also how to brainstorm and utilize their separate grains of knowledge to benefit the whole. So with this authentic assessment, students are able to formulate academic bond within the group which shares ideas that benefit the whole. So to quote, utilize their separate grains of knowledge to benefit the whole. So, ang keywords ani nga angay hinumduman is the term collaborative effort within the team. Next is short investigations. Typically, a short investigation starts with a basic math problem or can be adapted to any other school subject in which the student can demonstrate how he or she has mastered the basic concepts and skills. So, kaning authentic assessment as a teacher, pwede ka mag-ask sa imong mga students to interpret, calculate, explain, describe, or predict whatever it is they are analyzing. For example, mangutana ka sa imong mga students, giunsa man to nimo pag-come up sa maong answer. Even that counts only a single question. You can now investigate further their knowledge about the basic concepts and skills. Next, open response questions. A teacher can assess the student's real-world understanding and how the analytical processes relate by, in a quiz setting, requesting open responses. So, open response questions can be in a form of quizzes. Pwede sad, requesting open responses like a mathematical solution. Manong mao man ni atong gamiton nga formula sa problem. Another, a diagram, chart, or graph, or in short, mga graphical representations. Another is a brief written or oral answer. So these open response questions can help to convert in a larger scale project. Next, portfolios. This is very familiar to us, isn't it? So, portfolios. As students learn concepts throughout the school year, they can be documented and will reveal progress and improvements. So, ang portfolios are authentic assessment that is used to track the progress and improvements of students on what they have learned and on how far is their learning. They can be recorded in a number of ways, including a group reports, journal writing, students' notes and outlines, review by peers, artwork and diagrams, rough drafts to finish work, and a lot more. Another is self-assessment. So, ask the students to evaluate their own projects and participation. Responding to the following questions will help students learn to assess themselves and their work objectively. So, self-assessment means on how well do you contribute to the project making or group activity. So, students can assess their own and possibly they knew what their effort or their exerted effort or asa or unsa ang ilang na-exert nga effort to help the group or the group activity. So the questions probably or possibly will be, what was the most difficult part of his project for you? Another, what did you learn from this project? Apa ba? Pwede sad you can say, what do you think you should do next or to improve? Or if you could do this task again, would you do anything differently? If yes, what is it? Or if none, why? And lastly, multiple choice questions. There are multiple choice questions being developed that reveal an understanding of the mathematical ideas required as well as integrating more than one concept. Usually, multiple choice questions do not reflect an authentic assessment math context according to the source I have researched. So this is an explainable one since multiple choice questions is very familiar to us since mo man jud nakasagaran magamit sa mga exams, no? So, there are traits developed through authentic assessment in mathematics. So, what are those? Let's tackle it one by one. One of the traits developed in the authentic assessment in mathematics is thinking and reasoning. So, causing students to interact in such activities that include gathering data, exploration, investigation, interpretation, reasoning, modeling, designing, analyzing, formation of hypotheses, use of trial and error, generalization, and solution checking. So thus, this involves their cognitive skills, just like in making research or thesis. The aforementioned activities are utilized in research making or thesis making since tanan man jud nakaagi nga magama og research. So, we all know that these skills are being utilized and thinking and reasoning are highly developed. Next is settings. So in this concept, settings is not the typical ones nga to nahibawan nga where did the story happen ha. So settings here is allowing the students to work individually or in smaller groups. So settings is involving the preferable or favorable working setup of the students, may it be in a large group or small group or individually. Another is mathematical tools. The students learn to use symbols, tables, graphs, drawings, calculators, and computers. Thus, the students utilize the use of graphical representations properly that will help to support their concept. Since in this generation, students are indeed very techy enough with the use of mathematical tools is not that difficult to deal with. And just bear in mind to use it properly and accordingly samot na in terms of computers. Lastly, attitudes and dispositions. This is a very important trait developed through authentic assessment in mathematics. So, students in this type of learning environment learn persistence, self-regulating behaviors, and reflection, participation, and a special enthusiasm for learning various kinds of situations. So this explains students' way of pakikitungo with their learning space, handling situations, and in evaluating one's self. This trait mostly focuses from the student itself, from realization down to application. So that would be all for my topic. Thank you, and I hope you got important points to bear with along in the discussion.